so beautiful, and I tell her every day.
Welcome back, and today's video is, you guessed right, another Married at First Sight review, and we're on episode 9. So this episode starts day 18 and it begins with Hayley and Jacob. Well, I think it begins with Hayley and Jacob. That's when I started to write. Because, you know, last episode we're a little dead, and I was just like, let me see if this is even worth my time, because I'm getting so sick and tired of everybody. I don't know if I like any particular couple anymore, but, you know, we'll just get into this. So it starts with Hayley and Jacob, and Hayley is like recapping the housewarming party with her friends. And she then tells us that Jacob asked her if she is attracted to him. And you know Hayley don't like him. And Hayley's not attracted to him. So Hayley busses him, oh, I don't know. And that she's finding it difficult to, you know, like get to that point with it. And then I was just thinking to myself, is Hayley the female version of Christopher? Is his name Christopher? Basura? You know, Basura is Chris on my channel. Like, is she the male version of Basura? Because Hayley, why did you have sex with him? Like, I don't even understand the purpose of doing that. To know so that you don't have feelings, like you're not attracted, like, ugh. So anyways, we go into a scene with Clara and Ryan, Lord. Clara and Ryan, and they do arts and craft, and Clara is just like, she does arts and crafts when she's really stressed. Clara is not stressed. Clara is sexually frustrated. Let's drink to that. Clara is sexually frustrated because she's ready to toss the panties to Ryan, and Ryan is asleep. Ryan annoys me so much because he is dragging his feet, and just dragging his feet, like, they don't even need to consummate the marriage, but like there needs to be a bit more intimacy between the two of them. They don't necessarily have to have sex, like, it's fine, but like the intimacy, that sexual intimacy, is missing from their relationship. And it's because of Ryan. It's because of Ryan. He's dead. Like, you know those machines that you rub together and like send people electric shock waves through their body? Like, Ryan needs those. Because he's so dead. And I could talk about the arts and craft, but Clara's arts and craft, her cup look like it can't hold water. Ryan's own is very perfect though, like, you know. But Ryan said that he's gonna put arts and craft stuff in the garage, and as much as he's thinking about Clara in the future, which is something she mentioned in her confessionals, I was just wondering, like, why would that be the place that you would put those type of things for her? Like, why would it be in the garage? Things that you don't ever want to see. I didn't like that, and I don't even know why he comes with that whole let's put it in the garage thing, because, dude, do you remember when we went to your house, your shelf was falling down, it was lopsided? You know when Fat Joe was like lean back? Like, his shelf was leaning back, like, it was tilted. So Ryan, calm yourself. So anyways, Paige, because Paige, you dumb. Like, Paige, why are you still on the show? Meeting people, talking to people. She's supposed to just be meeting the girls to hang out, not to be out here talking to people. Like, Paige, why are you meeting people? I don't get it. I wonder about her self-esteem. I wonder about a lot of stuff, because I don't know why Paige is still there. But anywho, I digress. Paige meets with Pastor Dwight, talk about Basura. No, he's talking about Basura, and what is up with Pastor Dwight's hairline? Like, why is the piece, the temple next to his eyebrows, like next to it looks drawn on, because it looks like black ink. It looks like the pomade that I used to fill in my eyebrows. Like, I can see it, Pastor Dwight, which means everyone else can see it, Pastor Dwight. Like, what is up? But anywho's, he talks about Basura, and he says, guess what? A scripture in the Bible that my mom used to love to quote, I never know why. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You know what I mean? A man that does not know where he's going, he's like a worthless piece of chaff in the wind. Listen, I was just a come to Pastor Dwight with the scriptures. He said, let your yes be yes and your nay be nay. Everybody, amen. And I was just like, yes, Pastor Dwight, because I don't even know why Basura came out to this show, but so anyways, I wrote down, girl, stop smiling. Because this girl's everywhere she goes, she's just grinning. Like, stop cheesing. Like, this is no longer cute. It's not funny. You're not enjoying yourself. So why are you so happy? Just everywhere you show teeth. Sometimes hide your teeth. What's wrong? So then she goes into the fact that she haven't seen the sonogram. I'm not even gonna lie. For me, I would have need to see that sonogram. Not that I would have stayed with him. I would have just let him go because he's already embarrassed and said all kind of stuff. But I would have liked to see the sonogram. You're not curious to see a sonogram to prove it, a pregnancy test, something. But you know, I'm not saying they're lying, but I mean the street said. Okay, cool. So yeah, she ain't seen no sonogram. Then she's talking about fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, 3 times, shame on me. And she's just like, we're bleeding into the twice. I was like, sis, I don't count 7. 7 fools on you. I don't count. So I don't know how she's doing her count. I don't know if like it's half mark for each flag she sees, but she's on 2, so she say. So anywho, we then go into Eric and Fireball. I missed Fireball, you know, and I feel like on this episode Fireball seemed almost normal. Like genuinely, she almost seemed normal. So Eric had traveled for work, and he is a military pilot. I know you guys heard me say this before. Like, I don't mess with the people in the military. Anybody that does stuff like that, I'm gonna need you to back on up. Like, just, that's not my calling, that's not my ministry. It's not for me. It is not for me. So anyways, he's away. She's complaining that he's not communicating well. And I was like, so when you were away and he was trying to get you to talk to him, like, don't you think it's the same thing? But you know what? Maybe there was very, very long gaps in communication in comparison to what he was expecting of her. We don't know. So anywho, they end up going golfing, and she's just like, she went golfing with her dad, and she was just there to drive the car and drink. And I was just like, why is Lifetime letting us know at every corner that this girl likes to drink? I don't even think she drinks any more than, well, no, I was gonna say she don't drink any more than anybody else, but she does drink a lot, to be fair. But my gosh, like, dead it, Virginia, like, we don't need to know every second that you have a drink. Anyways, he asked her how she dealt with the time apart, because he had traveled, and she was just like, yeah, I didn't really like it. First she lied and said, oh, it was fine. But then she did express that she felt like communication could have been better. You know what I don't like about Eric? Eric, other than the fact that he feels he knows he's a know-it-all, Eric has very definite situations that could cause him to break up the relationship. And I don't like that. Like, everything about it is almost as like if he has his life and he's unwilling to like compromise to allow someone in. Like, either they come in to fit this way and that's it, or they're not coming and they can't fit and they just have to go. Like, I genuinely don't like the way he speaks in such a definite way. I don't know if it's a military thing and he's actually trying to compromise, or it's just him, that's just how he is. I hate the definite, I actually don't know what a word is. I hate the definition in his voice. Is that a word? Listen, I don't know, but you get the point. So we go to Hayley and Jacob. Hayley bought Jacob clothes. Now, see, that's something I would do. I'm not even gonna lie. And you know what? Because Jacob reminds me of the guy that I'm dating. Not in the food department, because I can't deal with that nasty insides thing. But in terms of like dryness in personality and dryness in jokes, and very much like, oh, well, this works for me. Anyways, she's like, oh, she brought normal clothes. I was like, yes, normal clothes. Like, it's time to go and dress like an adult. And he puts them on, you know, does her little like blah blah blah, like our fashion show, and they fit well. Jacob then turns around and be like, oh, very good. What? He said, very good job. Okay, that's what I wrote. He probably didn't say that. He said, very good job. And then cheers to the fact that she bought him clothes that fit. Listen, I was just like, nah. Jacob makes me laugh. I'm not even gonna lie. But then Jacob flipped the script. Jacob pulled out a Serene and he was just like, yeah, but you think we're gonna forget about what you said last night? We're not forgetting about it. So when are you thinking about finding me attractive? I was just like, nah, Jacob, like, what's wrong? But then Jacob starts to talk like very like toward it answer, and I'm like, Jacob, use your words. Please use your words. Like, why are you out here that nines? Like, use your words. So he's like becoming a little snappy, and then talks about the fact that Hayley spent time with Paige, and I was just like, Hayley said, which I agree with. And this is what I'm saying, like, I feel like although Hayley is kind of, Jacob is not helping. No, your wife is upstairs, downstairs, somewhere, because they live in the same area, right? And you want her to come home. Do you text her and tell her it's getting late, or do you just say come home? It's not like she has to travel far, especially when you guys know you don't have that connection. Like, tell her, hey, it's getting late, like, I would like you to come home. So no, he has a conversation in his head, which is problematic. He has a conversation in his head, and then he goes to bed angry. You should have just told her to, oh, like, I want to talk to you tonight. Like, are you coming home soon or something? Not get upset, have a conversation in your head, get upset, and imagine how you think the conversation went if you were to have it, and just be like, okay, but now you're upset. No, like you either say what you want or you don't say, because you can't read minds. And for the first time, I completely agreed with Hayley. So Hayley's basically expressing that Jacob and his assumptions is pissing her off, and I'm like, it's pissing me off too, to be fair. And I feel like he's not giving her time. Like, she has her walls up. Like, she's been single for 200 and 500 and 200 and all kind of time at times. Like, she been single for times. So I feel like he needs to give her time, and I don't feel like he's giving her a fair shot at that time. But I said, you know what would help? If he start to eat some vegetables. I said it, not onions, vegetables. So now we get to day 20. And everyone receives a blue card. And this blue card is to talk about love. So we start at Eric and Virginia. And Fireball is in the fridge talking about, do you want mimosas? And they're discussing, how do you make some mimosa? Is it half and half? And Eric is looking at her like, girl, just pour the alcohol. Like, you know you're going to drink. And then he was just like, no, could you put more OJ, orange juice, than champagne in my drink? So then they're discussing the love and stuff. And Eric says like such a dumb thing, which, and I don't even know why. What's wrong with men? He says that he used to compare all the other girls, or he compares girls to his ex-wife. And I'm just like, Eric, no, we don't say that. That's not what we say. Lie if you have to, think it if you have to. You don't verbally say out loud. I probably shouldn't be encouraging telling lies, but there's some things that you just, you know, like, you don't say that. So Virginia is actually like feeling awkward about it, and then Virginia starts to cry. She hasn't had that love example in her life. Like, everyone around her has been divorced, and the only example she's had is her sister and her sister's partner. And she cries about it, which I could see really hurts her, but I could now understand why she joined Married at First Sight rather than going through the normal dating process, because everyone was just like, she did that on a bad day. A bit. But I think she really did it because she's afraid of rejection, and that's just something she has to unpack. And I hope Eric is willing to walk with her and not just rush the process or make her feel uncomfortable in the process because he feels that he's done all of this before. Because that's the only thing I could see really happening. Like, he just makes it a very uncomfortable process for her. So anywho, we get to Bree and Vincent, and they're talking about what they see in each other in terms of like what love will look to them. And she's saying like when she starts looking for flaws, and I'm just like, okay. And he is like, when that person is the only person that he thinks about throughout the day. I think that's what he said. And then V talks about, like, they both talk about vulnerability and being vulnerable with each other and having each other's walls down. And then Brianna was just like, I love you and I'm falling in love with you more every day, basically. And Vincent reiterates the same thing. Listen, Vincent turned red like immediately, and I was just like, why you blushing though? Like, why you blushing though? I thought it was so cute. I thought the scene was cute. I really liked it. So then we go to Clara and Ryan. And Clara asks Ryan one simple question. Ryan, what does love look like to you? Ryan is humming and eyeing, and I'm just like, so you really don't know what love is. And it's interesting because I don't know if he's looking for a special. This is why, look at the movies for examples of things, but don't look at the movies for examples of things. Like, that's not how love shows up all the time. So I find it very interesting, and I don't know if this is the reason why he's moving so slow. I don't know, but this is iffy. I don't like it. So Clara is saying that she she finds it's problematic but still cute and funny, and I'm just like, okay, if that's what you're saying. So you know what I wrote down? I'm so ashamed of myself. I was speaking about Ryan's hair in this entire paragraph. What's up with his hair? Why does he do his hair like that? Like, what is up with that middle part swoop to the side? Like, it looks like a mohawk gone bad. You know, do you guys remember Johnny Bravo? I'm gonna try and find a picture of Johnny Bravo. I asked Clara, how does she know that someone loves her? Basically, what does love look like to her? Something along those lines, where she had to describe how does she know someone loves her. And all I wrote was, Clara can talk. And I mean, like, Lifetime isn't helping it, because they put all of this music in the background, and it's like music, waiting music, so you know she was talking for times. And Ryan is just looking at her like, STFU. Literally. I was just like, she talks so much. It's tiring. So now we go to Hayley and Jacob. And in confessionals, I wrote down, Jacob is wearing the shirt that Hayley brought him. And I was like, yes, Jake. So then Jake is in the confessional saying that he don't have love for nobody. I was just, nah, like, Jacob, like, you go in there with some definite statements, like, what's up? So then he's talking to Hayley and saying that he never really, like, bought girls flowers and stuff like that. And I was just like, wait, Jacob is not romantic. Jacob, you know, Jacob is very logical. Jacob has a scientist brain. And sometimes that's what it comes with. Jacob has a scientist brain in terms of, like, what is he? He's an IT specialist. Like, he has a scientist brain. So for him, like, it's very linear. Like, if you want something, you're going to have to verbally say, Jacob, please buy me this. Or Jacob, here's, like, a list of things. Pick one of these things or two of these things and purchase those for me. Jacob is very linear. And because he's so linear... it's hard for me to even be upset with him, because I can see where Jacob is coming from. Very linear. And you know, I feel bad for him, but he needs to get it together. Like, every now and again, pop up and bring some flowers, or bring some, I don't know, I'm an expensive chick, I don't know, jewelry, a bag, you know, like, but yeah. So I was just like, Jacob is not romantic. And then Hayley's talking about her love experience, and Hayley basically said, like, she doesn't know she was in love. And Jacob was just like, well, if I was a gambling man, if I was a gambling man, I would say that you have been in love. I was just say, yes, Jacob, tell her. And you know, they kind of decide that they're gonna start over from the beginning and just learn to have, like, lighthearted conversations and have laughs together, which is something I believe they are missing. In all fairness, I feel like they don't sit and actually have conversations together, because when they do sit and actually have conversations, they end up arguing, like. So I hope that they can, you know, get into that. And then it leads into Jacob planning a pool party as his actual house, and he had on these Saved by the Bell trousers, and I'm just like,
when I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab
like, literally, when I saw the Saved by the Bell trousers, like, the theme song is what came into my head. I was just like, come on, Jacob, like, what you in the was it Screech, the pants that Screech used to wear? I was like, longs. So anyways, Eric and Fireball turn up first, and they have a quick conversation. Hayley takes Fireball throughout the house, and they end up at the gym, and you know, they end up talking in the gym, and they both disclose some stuff about their relationship together. And I was just like, the two of you need to tell your husbands those things, because I don't know how much of that conversation they've actually told their husbands, and if they did, I guess the men will understand. But okay, I digress. So Paige, everybody turns up by now. Paige is now telling the girls everything that has kind of happened, like her meeting the mother of Basura's child, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, Paige, honey, like, what's wrong? Like, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're doing well for yourself. Like, where are we falling short with? Where is your self-esteem and your desire to do better? Where is it? Like, I don't understand why she's accepting so much and then keep bringing my good God, my Savior, my Lord and Savior into this nonsense. Sometimes when people be like, oh yeah, I need to do what God said, God ain't talking to you. He's not talking to you. Like, you be out there making stupid decisions. Every time he puts up a flag in front of you, you're climbing over the mountain. He's putting the mountain there because maybe you're not supposed to go in that direction. But no, we be like, oh, I need to see what the Lord says. He's not going to say nothing because he wants you to go and sit down. He wants you to trust him, not the experts. He wants you to trust him, not the experts. But no, she out there talking about, oh, I'm going to see what the Lord says in terms of meeting Basura. When would the Lord ever go and tell you to meet trash? God don't bless no mess. Like, this dude is messy. Capital M-E-S-S-Y. Messy. And you're out there talking about you need to see what the Lord tells you? Girl, don't piss me off. Like, she's getting on my nerves. So, anywho, Clara is just like, Paige is almost like a willing participant. Yes, she is. And it brings me back to, like, episode 3 when Clara was just like, Paige has Stockholm Syndrome. Paige has Stockholm Syndrome, like, because I cannot explain her willingness to be a part of this nonsense. And it's getting on my nerves, because every week we want to come and defend Paige. I am tired of defending her, like, she wants to be there. My mother used to say, when you find an ass, you ride it. When you find an ass, you ride it. Listen, it's one now. She wants to be a donkey for this dude, let her be a donkey. It's okay. Maybe... You know, let me stop there. So anyways, and then Brianna is saying that he's playing Paige. He's playing games with Paige and Paige is allowing it. And I am in full agreement with everything each girl had to say about the whole situation because Paige needs to get it together. So anyways, we get to Clara and Ryan. Ryan takes Clara for donuts and apparently, like, Clara really likes donuts. So they're at the donuts and they're having like all type of flavors. And listen, Clara is chowing down. I was like, yes. I haven't had a donut in months, probably not almost a year. And I was like, oh my gosh, I used to actually have donuts, like not frequently, but like often enough to be like, oh yeah, I used to have donuts. So they're talking and he's talking about, I wrote this, I remember writing this down. He's talking about what motivates you, what's your internal drive, what's your purpose. And Clara is just like eating. And she's just like, I felt like I came to a motivational seminar. I was like, nah, this was a whole TED Talk though. I'm not even gonna lie. I was just like, Ryan, why are you doing this at the date? You know, like, do this. This is pillow talk conversation. You guys get to know each other in private. But when you take out on a date, who's there? Like, what's your motivation? You guys are married. This is early pre-dates, first date, second date conversations. Like, you guys are married. Like, have these conversations up. But when you bring her to have donuts and enjoy yourself, don't be confusing the girl with no what's your motivation and purpose. She was just like, money motivates me. And I don't find it. Like, where's the lie? Money motivates me as well. Like, where is the lie? So I was like, okay, cool, whatevs. So side note, Ryan had on a whole Black Lives Matter shirt. Like, Ryan every now and again like pops in and reminds us that he's black because we cannot see it. But he had a whole Black Lives Matter. Why am I playing with this comb? He had a whole Black Lives Matter shirt on. And I was like, yes, Ryan, wonderful. I see you. Because Black Lives do matter. Let them know. So anyways, we get to Bree and Vincent. Vincent comes home. Oh no, Bree comes home. And Vincent is at home. And you know, he's like saying, hi, how was your day? Blah, 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 blah. So he took a board that Brianna's mother gave to them. And he's wrote down like 4 Spanish words a day, and that's what he intends to do to help her learn. And I think the words were agua, amigos, cama, and bicicleta. So I'm just like, oh, this is cute. I think this is a very fun and interesting way for her to learn Spanish. So that he tells her he's gonna go and come back, and he comes back with a bicicleta. And I was just like, look And Vincent being all cute and stuff, like that's something that I would do. I'm not even gonna lie, I love that. And he comes back with a bicicleta, and then he says that the basket so that Cookie could be in the bike when they're riding around, it's coming soon. And I was just like, this is amazing, this is so cute. And he did say, like, he mentioned the fact that, you know, we could ride around like we're a family and stuff like that. I was just like, nice. I was just like, some of their scenes just make me so happy, especially the intercultural, like interracial aspect of their relationship. It makes me happy because I like to see families come together and do that, like exchange culture. Like, she gets to learn a new language. And let's not go into the sociological aspects of the fact that her kids are going to be half Spanish. That's the social capital in that. Everything, because social capital is important. Don't let nobody fool y'all into thinking don't do this intercultural stuff. Social capital is very important, guys. So anyways, she and also another thing why it was cute was because that this was something she said during her wedding. So, you know, like in the beginning, from the beginning, he was listening to everything that she said. But then she went in to say, like, oh, how do you say I love you in Spanish? And he was like, te amo. And she's like, te amo? And I'm like, yes, babe, te amo. I was like, I love it. So anywho's, we get to Paige and Basura, and Paige is waiting for Basura. Listen, anytime I go anywhere and people pissing me off, first of all, I'm usually the late one. Like, okay, I'm usually the late one. But if I was in Paige's situation, I can't wait on Basura. I cannot. I get there, you're not there, I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna go home, and I'm gonna go in my bed and watch some TV. Period. That's it. But anyways, he's not there, she's waiting, and she's laughing, and she's just in her confessional talking about God led her to meet him. And I'm just like, leave my Lord and Savior out of this. Please. Don't invite him into your nonsense. Sometimes us as humans, we're doing our own bull. We're the reason for the reason that we're in stuff. Leave him out of it. Don't be out there talking about you praying. The Lord is telling you to leave trash. So anyways, I'm like, why are you smiling? And then he's just like, he's excited and talking about he's no longer upset with Paige. I'm just like, why are you upset with Paige, Chris? Like, what happened the last time that you were upset? And I knew Christopher, I keep calling him Christopher, but you know what we call him that. Christopher is very much the type of person that when he orchestrates something, he expects the outcome. He expected those two girls to be arguing last episode, and they did not. And as a result, he was upset. But he would get over his feelings because he's an adult. So anywho's, he's talking about Pastor Dwight should not have met with Paige unless he told her, and Pastor Dwight is supposed to be on his side. I'm like, Christopher, how old are you? Are you 5? Are we out there talking about, well, since you talked about me, your friend? Sir, what's wrong? Like, what is the problem? He just gets on my nerve. I see him and I just want to slap her. I see Paige and I want to slap her too. Because I'm just like, girl, like, where your parents? That's what I said. Where is Paige's family? I swear Paige had a whole wedding and everybody disappeared. Did she pay those people to turn up? Because I ain't seen her mother, her father. I ain't seen none of those 3 raggedy friends that saw her going into this marriage and ain't let her know what was going on. I ain't seen none of them. Where are Paige's family? Where are they? So Paige don't start. So she's like, what are we doing? Why am I here? He's talking about there's no new revelation. So why is she there, Christopher? Christopher, why is she there? Because if you ain't change your mind, then it's irrelevant for her to be there. She doesn't need to be there. So anywho's, Chris says, so then she says, Chris, let me break something down to you. And I was like, Paige, if you don't bring out the crazy, because I know there's a crazy in her now. I know there's a crazy. I'm just waiting for it to snap. And she's not snapping it. I need her to snap, crackle, pop that crazy. Like, I need her to get it together and let this dude have it all. Like, we will support you. We will. Yes, we will. Chris is saying, oh, I have my guard off and I'm afraid someone else will raise my cage. And then he had a whole, I'm afraid that this will happen. And I'm afraid, I was just like, not Christopher with a whole I am afraid speech. Like, what is wrong with him? Like, he practiced the whole speech. It sounds so rehearsed. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So Paige falls for it like she always does. Because, like, you know, in science, between each neuron, there's a synapse. The synapse is considered the gap. Paige has a large gap in her logic to understanding that she needs to leave this dude. Like, why is her gap so big? Why is it so big? Why is your synapse so large? High school science, if you guys didn't know what I'm talking about. So anyways, they decide they're gonna do a whole reset on the whole love thing. Not a love thing, on the whole marriage thing. And she's like, oh, hi, I'm Paige. Hi, I'm Chris. I'm just like, go home. Paige, go home. You too. So anyways, we get to Hayley and Jacob, and they're at some restaurant having dinner, and Hayley's talking about the fact that she's potentially allergic to soft shell crab. And she was just like, oh, I'm gonna just try and see what happens, because I have to find out some other way. And I was just, you know what, I am Paigey. I'm a Paigey. I am Hayley. Hayley is me, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm lactose intolerant and I eat everything dairy except for actual milk. And I just be like, maybe I'll get a bellyache, maybe I might not. And the same thing with Papa John's pizza. I love Papa John's pizza, but I'm allergic to something in their sauce. Something, I just break out in hives and I just start to itch. But I'm just like, it tastes too good, so I'll itch. It's fine. Like, will I die though? It's okay. You know, we'll just scratch until the scratching stops and we're good. So then they talk about where they have some small talk and talk about where they want to travel to. And Jacob is like, he wants to go to Prague. And I found that interesting. I was like, oh, okay. And she asked him why. And he said because he thinks that architecture is really good. And Hayley drops in a fun fact, like they have like the second ugliest building in the world. And he was like, who said so? And I could already tell that he was coming from a very like attack type of defensive. He was coming from a defensive way of asking that question. Well, at least that's the way it sounded. But she was like, oh no, that's their claim to fame. They have the second ugliest building, and it's a building of babies like crawling up the side or something like that, which is interesting. I forgot to Google that. I wanted to. So anywho's, Brianna now plans something for Vincent, because she was just like, oh, he's gotten me the bicicleta. She didn't say that, but I know that's what happened. He got her the bike. I keep saying it in Spanish. He got her the bike, and she's just like, I want to do something nice. So she goes to salsa classes, and I'm just like, Vincent has the emotional maturity of a 2-year-old. Because he couldn't get it, he's snapping on her. There was even a point in time, and I don't know if anyone else saw it, like he was dancing and she stuck her hand out so that they could do it together, and he pulled away. And I was just like, does he expect to, like, he lets his ego and his embarrassment affect him in such a way that he takes his anger out on other people. Like, it's okay not to be perfect at something. Like, you have to learn. So they're doing the stuff, and I could see she's like wanting to like do stuff for him and experience like parts of his culture and stuff like that. And he's just like, oh, maybe if it was bachata. It doesn't matter if you're dancing to bachata or salsa. Like, be kind. Like, she's trying to do something nice for you, and it is of Spanish origin. I don't like his attitude. He's getting on my nerves, because I can tell Brianna is trying. She's doing less of those smart comments. And now he's taking his anger out because what? You're taking your anger out on her because you don't know how to dance salsa. It's fine. Life goes on. So anyways, he's talking about he's not accustomed to this classroom shit. And I'm just like, I'm over it. Like, I'm not even having that conversation. So then Eric cooks for Virginia, and I loved this scene. This was basically the last scene before we had any previews for next episode. And, you know, he cooks at his house, he invites her, and she basically discloses that she felt a bit uncomfortable, that he compares girls to his ex and stuff, and he kind of cleaned it up. It was a cleanup. It wasn't the truth, but it was a cleanup, and it worked. And then he played on the guitar for her a little tune that he said it's not finished, but it's gonna be for her. And I thought it was so cute, because I love people that play instruments. I played the piano until I was like 15. Probably even 16. I played the piano until I was 16 actually. And I love people that play instruments. So when I saw him playing for her, I was just like, that really touched me. So you know what? I was here for it. And then they said, I love you. And I was like, aw, that's so cute. And I was just like, gave him the draws. So anyways, guys, this is my review I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comment section everything you liked about this episode, because this episode was definitely better than last week's episode. And tell me, do you agree with half of the stuff that I've said? Like, let me know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're rocking with my content and rocking with this look, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. If you love to see me create any makeup look and speak about any topic, just leave your suggestions in the comment section down below, and I'll be definitely picking those up. And remember, stay beautiful inside and out.